video, I'm going to talk about personal pronouns. My name is Bebe Tujanmoko from Sanata Dharma University, Yogyakarta, Indonesia. First, let's talk about the types of pronouns in English. Well, we need to come to the definition first. Well, pronouns are words that are used to substitute nouns or noun phrase. So we have pronouns, words which are used to substitute to replace nouns or noun phrases. And then according to the person, pronouns can be singular or plural, first persons, second persons, and third persons. Like singular is I, plural is we. First, that's for the first person, second person is you, and third persons can be they for plural, he, she, it for singular. Then according to the function, pronouns can be subjective, objective, dependent possessive, independent possessive, and reflexive. We are going to talk about them one by one. First, subjective pronouns. Subjective pronouns are the pronouns which function as a subject of a sentence. So the function of a subjective pronouns are as a subjects of a sentence. We have here subjective pronouns in English are I, you, we, they, he, she, and it. So I for the first person, you for the second person, we for the plural first person, they for the plural third person, he, she, it for the singular third person. He is for a male third person, she is used to replace a female third person, and it is for non-human object. We have like in the sentences, Mary already knows what she has to come. Mary already knows that she has to come tomorrow. So she here, this is a subject of the clause she has to come tomorrow, and it replaces Mary, a female subject. You can come and see me anytime you need. So you here is the second person as a subject, and also you need, that's a subject. You can come and see me anytime you need. I know Tammy and Dave. So I here is the first person singular. Singular is the first person. They are close friends. They here refer to Tammy and Dave. So the function of they here is to replace Tammy and Dave. Leo isn't here. He's in the kitchen. So he here replaces Leo. So a subjective pronouns I, you, we, they, he, she, it function as a subject of a pronoun. Then we have objective pronouns, or they are also called oblique pronouns, and the pronouns which function as the object of a predicate verb. So it comes after a verb in the predicate, or a verb which functions in different positions, like I want to buy it. So buy here is not the predicate because the predicate is I want to buy it. That's the object of a verb or the object of a preposition. For example, we have these are the forms first. English objective pronouns are me, you, us, them, him, her, and it, like in the following examples. It tells me. So me here is the objective pronouns or oblique pronoun that will give all the pictures to me. So me here after the verb tells, and also me here after the preposition to. How can I help you? So you here comes after the verb. In this case, the verb is also the predicate. I want to help you to find her, for example. I want to help you to find her. So her here comes after to find, which is also a verb but not the predicate. How can I help you? So you here is the object of the verb help. Then the steak tastes amazing. I really like it. So it here comes after the predicate, like I really like it. Then Celine won the dance competition. I'm so proud of her. So her here comes after the preposition of. So objective pronouns comes after a verb which becomes a predicate, or a verb which become the object of a verb, or a verb in any other position. The forms are me, you, us, them, him, her, and it. And then we have the dependent possessive pronouns. Dependent possessive pronouns are the pronouns, that's a typo, the pronouns which are used to show the possessors or owners of the object which come after them. So we have pronouns and they substitute something else and the object comes after them. Here we have my, your, my, our, your, they, his, her, and it. So these pronouns show the possessors of the noun which come after it, or the object which come after it. Dependent possessive pronouns therefore should be followed by a noun or a noun phrase like in the following. You have Fred lost his umbrella again. So umbrella here belongs to Fred. His here stands for Fred. Fred lost his umbrella again. All the students have submitted their work on time. They here refer to the students. So the work here belongs to the student. All the students have submitted their work on time. You need to take care of your dog well. If you have a dog, you have to take care of it well. So your here refers to you. The possessor of the dog is you. So your here replaces you. John and I will finish our paper soon. So our here replaces John and I. It refers to the first plural person, John and I. So the function of our here is to replace John and I. In the second example over here, all the students submitted their work on time. There here replaces all the students. If you don't want to use that, you have to say, for example, all the students have submitted all the students their work on time. But that's not the English, because you have to submit, you have to substitute, otherwise the sentence sounds awkward or it's not correct. So all the students have submitted their work on time. So they here functions to replace all the students. Then you have the independent possessive pronouns. These are the pronouns which are used to substitute the nouns or objects and the owner. So the function of the independent possessive pronouns here, substitute both the owner and the object. Independent possessive pronouns should occur with a noun after it, because the noun is already substituted, then it does not need a noun after it anymore. We have several English possessive pronouns, independent possessive pronouns. They are mine, yours, ours, theirs, his, hers, and its. They occur like in the following. I have showed your paper, but you haven't shown yours. Yes, you have, but you haven't showed yours. Yours here replace you in the paper, so yours. I parked my car in front of the hotel. I don't know where Tom parked his. So his here stands for Tom's car, Tom and his car. I don't know where Tom parked his. My bag is yellow and hers is brown. So hers here refers to somebody else. It's the third singular person, female, and the bag. So, and hers is brown. The red dress lying on the floor is mine. So the red dress lying on the floor is my dress, and my dress here becomes mine because they are substituted by the independent possessive pronoun mine. And then we have the fifth kind of pronoun, namely reflexive pronouns. Reflexive pronouns are pronouns which substitute a noun or object which refers to the same person as a subject or the possessor of an object, which is a typo, typing mistake, the subject or the possessor of an object. I will see that later. Natalie cut herself when chopping vegetables. So herself here refers to Natalie. If you say Natalie cut Natalie, that sounds it's not correct. We should replace in a clause because we cannot have two nouns referring to the same thing, and therefore Natalie cut herself. Herself here refers to Natalie. George was too proud of himself. Himself here refers to George. George was too proud of himself. And then we have the listening test itself. Well, it should be read over here. The listening test itself wasn't difficult, but the room was not comfortable. So itself here refers to the test. The listening test itself wasn't difficult, but the room was not comfortable. You have to solve the problem by yourself. Yourself here refers to you over here. Do you guys help the car driver by yourselves? So this in this sentence, yourself here is singular. You have to solve the problem by yourself. I'm talking to a person, a second person, one person in front of me. But if I talk to a plural second person, then you need to have yourselves over here. Then now let's see how the functions of reflexive pronouns in English. The first reflexive pronouns may function as the object of a verb or preposition, an adjunct manner showing how somebody does something. It means without any other's help, or a disjunct. This is like a comment on the subject, the comment on the sentence. Now let's see one by one. We have the object of a verb or preposition. So this is the first function of a reflexive pronoun, the object of a verb or preposition. You will only hurt yourself if you do that. So yourself here is the object of hurt. You will only hurt yourself if you do that. Then you have Mary never shows me her picture of herself. Well, she has a lot of pictures, and here he has shown me several pictures of many things, but she never shows me her picture of herself. So herself here refers to her over here. Because we can say, I never see John's picture of himself. If you have John over here, John's picture, for example, then you need to have himself. I never see John's picture of himself. So herself here does not refer to Mary over here, but it's more here, her picture of herself. Then we have adjunct manner. This is doing something alone. That's the meaning of the adjunct manner here. We have Andrea takes care of the large garden by herself. So how does Andrea take care of the large garden? Well, she takes care of the large garden by herself. So in a way, we can ask by herself here with how. How does Andrea take care of the large garden? By herself. So by herself is an adjunct. Then you have to do the homework by yourself. Nobody can help you. You have to do the homework by yourself. Nobody is allowed to help you. Yourself here is a kind of manner. It's just a manner you do the homework. You have to do it by yourself. How should you, or how should I do the homework? Well, you should do it by yourself. Nobody can help you. That's an adjunct. You can still ask a question using how for an adjunct. Here, how does Andrea take care of the large garden by herself? How can I, or how should I do the homework? Well, you should do the homework by yourself. So this is an adjunct. That's different if we have a disjunct. It's a comment on the sentence subject. We have, if you yourself cannot answer the question, how can you expect your students to answer it? This is another typo. It should be a question mark here. If you yourself cannot answer the question, you yourself cannot answer the question, then how can you expect your students to answer yourself? So this is a kind of comment to you. You yourself cannot answer the question. You yourself cannot answer the question. You yourself cannot answer the question. Can you ask a question and the answer is yourself? Mary cannot answer the question. Mary herself cannot answer the question. How can Mary answer the question? Well, you cannot say herself because this is a disjunct. It's just a comment on you here. It's just to emphasize on the fact that you cannot answer the question. So by definition, because we cannot ask a question about yourself over here, this is just a disjunct, a comment to what we are saying. Mary herself is not worried about her thesis defense. She's very clever. Don't worry. She's not worried about that. Just she's different from us. Mary herself is not worried about her thesis defense. Mary herself is not worried about her thesis defense. So herself here. Can we ask a question and the answer is herself? How isn't Mary worried about her thesis defense? How isn't Mary worried about her thesis defense herself? No, we cannot say that. So herself here is a kind of disjunct because it gives comment on Mary herself. So nobody, it's just Mary herself is not worried about the thesis defense. So it's a disjunct. And then we can summarize what we have talked about in a table. These are the table of English pronouns. You have the persons over here. Persons can be first person, second person, and third person. Can be singular, plural, singular, plural, singular, plural. And then for the subject, we have I, object me, my, mine, and myself. And then plural, we ask our, ours, and ourselves. You again, you, yes, I love you and you love me, and you as a subject and you as an object are the same. You lost your dog and yours, I do not know yours. How can you expect to know mine? Yourself. This is if the second person is singular, we see yourself. And then you, yours, and yourselves. This is plural. And then for the third person, you have singular, he, him, his, the same as here, and himself. For a female, like Mary, Susan, Andrea, we have she, her, the same. I admire Mary, I admire her, I love Mary, I love her. Then her book, and you have I don't know hers, and then you have Mary herself. Mary does the homework by herself. And then you have it's the same. It takes a long time. It works well. And I don't like it. Then its color. I have a car, its color is not good. And you don't have any independent possessive pronoun here because you can substitute, like if you have its color, you just its color, you just substitute its color with it. If you say it's food, you can substitute it food with just it. So we have just it over here, nothing over here, the same as it here, and itself. And you have they, them, right, theirs, and themselves. Well, that's all about English pronouns. Thank you very much. Good luck.